we're back. We're live. It is the Love Doctor live stream. I'm here with the fantastic Wendy Bonbons, as well as Mina Minou, the lovely, talented Mina Minou. So here we are. Let's see. All right. All right. Mina had a technical issue. She will be logging back in very shortly. I'm sure we're going to get this all worked out. Look at the tears on Wendy. Wendy's very sad that we don't have Mina at this point in time. Welcome. For those of you who are confused on what you're tuning into, this is the Love Doctor live stream where we're going to be answering your questions about love, sex, and relationships. So we do our best to provide the best advice that we can, and we have a all right, sound check. Oh no sound. No sound. That little cam mic button that was at the bottom. Try using that again. You know what? I'm forgetting something. I haven't poured a drink yet, so I've got to pour a drink. That'll give me a little bit of time. Wendy, how is everything in Newfoundland at this point?
Things are going pretty okay. We're coming out of our most recent lockdown slowly at 50% capacity coming up. Next weekend will be our first weekend where people can, go back to work in bars with certain restrictions and stuff. So I know there's a lot of performers really excited about that here in St. John's. But yeah, things have been going pretty okay. I hear you got the nasty weather though.
We had, well, it wasn't that nasty. I mean, it's if you're in Montreal, then you see bad weather. But
Yeah.
it's the trial of living in Montreal is that we have the bad weather. We still have a lockdown as well. We'll be opening up some things on the 7th, but some things like the show bar, the wiggle room, is not opening yet. So
It's okay, bye.
we will be back at some point. I do hope that we are going to be back, just like Mina Minou will be back. They have one more thing to try. If you're watching, say hello. Tell us where you're watching from, what you're drinking, or smoking. Thank you, or vaping. Just to answer that question, or was that is that what is that? What is that?
What's going on?
What?
It's a vape with marijuana concentrate, and then I have a little sploof to try and help me reduce the smoke that I am blowing out to people around me.
Oh, so
I'm a
people can't
considerate
get
smoker.
a secondary high. That's
Yes, but it also like keeps, when you walk into a room and people are smoking and it's just all like, and if you're not a smoker, you don't like it.
I started performing when people still smoked inside, when people smoked in elevators. And it's so
I was a
weird to think of
baby.
that at this time. Yeah, you're a baby. So the idea of somebody being conscious enough to like have a second device to eat their smoke is just amazing to me at this point in time. We have a number of questions, but for people who want to ask questions, let me just get this out there. If you want to ask questions, you just go to Slido or slido.com or sli.do, and the event code is TLD210 because it's season 2, episode 10. I'm just going to let that run on the bottom so people will know. Yeah, there we are. No, that's it. You got it right. You got it right. You got it
Doing
right
my
on the
best
first
up
try.
here.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to start, and Mina is going to be joining in as soon as well, they have a trick up their sleeve, and they're going to do magic for us apparently, and get this all set up. While I get this set up, and we take a look at our first question. Now we are going to be starting at the bottom.
Okay.
So starting at the bottom, we are. Should couples who live together have separate beds / bedrooms? Now, Wendy, you're in the hot seat, so you get to answer this first.
Do couples who live together, should they have separate beds or bedrooms? I think that there's a reason you saw so many married people, however many years ago it was, that had the two beds separated. I personally know I sleep really well by myself, and if you have the means to be able to have separate sleeping spaces at times, or even separate bedrooms, it can have a lot of benefits. but also it's in today's economy, it's really hard to afford somewhere for two people, when a one bedroom is really probably the best option. I don't think there's anything wrong with having separate bedrooms. I just think then you obviously have to work a little bit harder to bring back that connection that you're not getting from sleeping together, because that there's a lot of emotion and connection that happens there.
I understand that completely, and it just reminded me of this little hashtag, which used to be said by one of the hosts of the Vaudeville show,
Oh
Monsieur
my
Renault.
goodness.
Used to say that during while he was hosting, not in this economy. Uh, all right,
Mm-mm.
we have a weird situation where we have. Oh right, oh okay, that one has just gone down, and there we are.
Mm.
We have
Hi.
Mina has returned. So Mina,
Yes.
a completely different frame set up, perfect. But uh, we can hear you, we can see you. This is perfect, Mina. The question that we have right now is: should couples who live together have separate beds slash bedrooms?
Yes, I heard. My opinion is that I really never want to share a bedroom with somebody. So maybe not every couple, but for me, I think if I was to ever want to cohabitate with a romantic partner, my ideal situation would be two houses that have like a little bridge, you know? I am a bitch who wants her space. So, yeah.
Understood as how you have marked the territory around you right now.
Yeah.
Uh, we can see. By the way, Constantine has jumped in with Jeepers Love Doctor. Beautiful guests. Thank you very much, Constantine. Thank you for watching. Remember to hit subscribe. We are going to be doing a big giveaway when we hit the 100 subscribers, which is soon. We got nice little
Ooh.
things like this that we have purchased using the funds that people donate to the show. I'll tell people how to do that a little bit later. So we get some Love Lotto, some other little things, some sex dice as well. So all kinds of little toys and pleasure butts. Okay. You know what? There's no blanket answer to this. There's some people who sleep better with someone and other people who sleep better without. And that's fine. Whatever you and your partner deem. And it's also probably maybe just a good idea if you can have a second bedroom for the times that you both need it. Maybe work schedules have you sleeping at different times, right? The idea of having your own personal space in a relationship is very important. So you can do the things that are important to you. It doesn't necessarily have to be the bedroom, but it could be. But again, it depends on the couple. Personally, I don't sleep as well when I'm alone. If I'm with
Oh,
somebody, it just feels good to have them wrapped in my arms.
that's cute.
Cute. That is exactly what I was going for there. Cute.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. And oh, here, oh, this is a difficult question. All right, let's see if this works here. Yeah, which fictional couple do you think has the healthiest relationship? And I'm in the hot seat. What fictional couple? Well, it's not going to be Sherlock Holmes and Watson, because that's serious codependency there. Uh, healthiest. Well, it's not going to be Reed Richards and Sue Storm either, because there's just too much in the wrong. Healthiest relationship. A fictional couple. Fictional couple is what it has to be. I. All right. These people are not healthy, but they have a strong bond with each other. So I'm going to say Jarvis and Batman.
Mm.
They have. There's a lot of care between them, and there's a lot of respect back and forth. Young Bruce Wayne lost his father figure, and Jarvis stepped in, and I think that they have a very healthy relationship, despite the fact that one of them is a lunatic who dresses up as a bat and goes punching people. Wendy.
Um, I think a fictional character. I was like looking up the names, trying to remember that I got it right. So I'm thinking of Naruto. And I'm thinking of Naruto and the woman he ended up with, and I'm trying to find her name. But those two was a very healthy relationship, in
Or
my opinion. Naruto grew up a little bit, then met the lady that he was supposed to be with. And she was
Hinata?
just here prepping, yes, prepping herself the whole time.
All right. I was just doing Google Foo just to help out with that. So,
Thank
uh,
you.
Naruto, what?
Naruto.
Naruto and Hinata, or Hinata. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that wrong.
Thank
Mina.
you.
Okay, I guess so many options. I watch a lot of wholesome cartoons, I'm not gonna lie. So recently I rewatched Adventure Time. I'll say for platonic relationships, Finn and Jake, so healthy, so wholesome, so supportive. But romantic relationships, I think I'm gonna go with Bubblegum and Marceline, and I'm gonna stay in the Adventure Time, unit. They were, I think, one of my first, like, oh, like I really want that type of relationship.
Oh,
Just because they're so fucking wholesome and cute, and then they complement each other, and I don't know. I'm a real Bubblegum and Marceline fan. Yeah.
Boom. That is a good answer. Others have come to me at this point, like the human parents from Fairly Odd Parents,
Mm.
right? You know, they I mean, their kid gets up to weird shit, but uh, they seem to get along well. Um, no, I don't think Ren and Stimpy are healthy.
No.
No, not at all. Not at all. Pinky and the Brain, not healthy. Though they are supportive. All right, let's get on. Oh, the next question is a big question. Are we ready for that? A nice big question at this point. Uh, I decided to buy flowers to surprise my GF and my girlfriend. I chose all her favorite colors, and even got the big weird one that looks like a firework in mid explosion. When she showed up, she looked thrilled to see me until I handed them over. She smiled, thanked me, and then just left them in the kitchen. What did I do wrong? I thought girls liked getting flowers. Mina, you are in the hot seat, so you get this first.
I mean, I guess on the one hand, good job. Like, I wish that I got flowers more for sure. Um, I definitely I buy myself flowers because I know that I'm not going to get them, and that's the thing. So like you did a good act, but I guess the thing here is to be maybe aware of people's love languages, and gift giving is sometimes like an awkward experience for people, gift receiving, and so maybe that is what's going on, and like, oh, what happened? Oh, am I still here? I'm still here. Okay,
You're still here.
my
We still
computer's
can hear
being
you,
weird.
though you've frozen.
Okay. Yes. Okay, that's fine. I don't mind being frozen. Yes, love language and being aware that for some people receiving gifts is can be uncomfortable and they don't know how to necessarily say thank you. Um, and I'm sorry that something went wrong, but you should probably ask and be direct because that's the best you can do. Yeah.
Boom. That's a fine answer. I. All right. I. Yeah. Not everyone values. There's something in your question that really hit me as she saw you and she smiled. She lit up seeing you. You were the gift that she thought was important, and that is a treasure. Some people get uncomfortable with gifts. You chose her colors, but did you choose her flowers? Maybe you don't know her flowers. Maybe she doesn't have the thought of liking flowers. Some people go, well, you've just killed it. Why didn't you give me a live plant? So there could be things in that. I'd also really, really be careful saying all girls like flowers. No, not all do. So it's I know society gears us up to make that assumption, but that's not necessarily the case. Wendy.
Yeah, I think you both covered a lot of the really important points, you know, especially the thing that struck out to me is aren't girls supposed to like flowers or don't girls like flowers? I think you like it's taking the time to know someone well enough to know if that's something they would like. You know, it's hard to assume what everyone would like because some things just have come with bad experiences over time, or maybe they, again, like the love doctor said, would rather something still living that they can keep alive. Um, but also too, like, why are you getting flowers? You know, is there anything going on outside of that that might be are the flowers a band-aid? Was there anything else? Were they just a surprise? Did it say if they were just a surprise?
I don't believe it did. Let me just bring let me
I
take a
don't
look
know.
at that question again.
Maybe it wasn't the flowers. Maybe there's still something else going on from earlier that day, or, you know, that might be
To be a
taking
surprise,
precedence.
yes, it was a surprise.
Okay, so bring it this surprise. Maybe something else is going on. Maybe it has nothing to do with the flowers. I don't know.
That's a possibility.
Mhm.
So there it is. But I think the main thing to kind of keep in mind was when I showed up, she looked thrilled to see me. That is what you wrote, the person who wrote this question. They looked thrilled to see you, and that is the most important thing. So you may want to focus on the gift, but think of yourself as the gift because that was the gift they wanted to receive. And the more you know. Just oh, I hope that doesn't get me copyrighted. If you have any questions, you could go to the Slido. We can always take in some more questions, and we'll be able to answer them. We're ready for the next one at this point. Or you could actually, if you're brave, you can actually write your questions right in the chat, and we will answer them directly. So here we go. The next question. Where's that's it? That's the button. What happened to the good old days of handwritten love notes and leaving gifts on windowsills? What happened to the good old days of handwritten love notes and leaving gifts on windowsills? Wendy, you are in the hot seat.
Oh no. So I have two thoughts on that. One, what happened to the good old days of people leaving love? Exactly. What happened to it? Write some notes, leave them around for people. It doesn't have to be somebody. But also, on the other hand, I think we've developed into a society that really doesn't appreciate the same things that used to be timeless. If you're going to get really objective about it, you know, it's all great to have the things that were romanticized for a long time, but like it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. I don't know. I think that certain things can change over time, and that's all right. I feel like people are developing new ways uh, of doing that. You know, like for example, a lot of people will have the security cams on their door, and can't even count how many videos I've seen of people's significant others. You know, like leaving a little face or a little hello when they're leaving the house, going to the car for the day. Their partner's still asleep, and they're like, "Love you. Have a good day." You know, I think that's just it's evolved for some people, and for the ones that it hasn't, like, what are you doing? Where's my love note? Send them out to people. Really though.
Boom. Perfect answer. All right, Mina.
Um, yeah, I pretty much agree with Wendy. I feel like when you're not getting something you want, it's easy to feel jaded and make it like a bigger issue rather than just writing a fucking love note and leaving it on somebody's window. You know, like just do it. Uh, solve your own thing there. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to add.
I think we've been taught that today's world is a faster pace. Like people wrote love notes when they couldn't text each other, when they weren't going to see each other at the end of a 9 to 5 job, when their job would take them away for days. And that was a time. I mean, if you listen to the love letters written during the World War I, right, a true tragedy, yes, but if you listen to those, read those love letters, you hear amazing, confessions and details about how they feel, and it's very poetic. And if you compare that with texts from soldiers who were stationed in Afghanistan, it's not the same. right? You know, there's like, dearest Clarice, I miss you so much. The milky texture of your skin, the beautiful smell of the nape of your neck, and the other one is send nudes. Right? It's a bit of a difference in the level that you get, and that's because technology has sped up. So what, going back to doing those, showing that extra care and doing these things for your partner, it's a delightful thing. It's not necessarily a lost craft as long as you're willing to do it.
Hmm.
That was my 2 cents on that. So
I just want to know who's carrying around a pen and paper to write their love notes, because people walk fast. If you want to give that to somebody, you almost have to have it pre-written.
Yeah,
Write those things in your pocket.
I totally, like, throughout the pandemic, I have been mailing more letters, and specifically even to my partner who lives like just across town. I mail them letters.
It's cute.
So I do it. It's possible.
it is, and like those World War I letters that I mentioned, they weren't written while walking. Right? They sat down and
Mhm.
crafted while they were pining over somebody who was thousands of miles away. So that sort of makes the difference. Uh, we do have a question that has come in, not anonymously. So we have a question here. When was the first time you fell in love, and how much of an impact was it on your life? First time you fell in love. I'm in the hot seat, so this is. I was late to the game, I think. I mean, I had relationships, but nothing that was a massive impact of love. All right. It. I think it was. I would say I was in my mid 20s by the time I had my first, like, true pining, painful love, and it hurt. It ended up badly, and it hurt me badly. But it made me reevaluate and rethink about how I act, and also how other people act, and try to look at the ways that would have the most positive impact on the people around me. And because that is the an important gauge of how effective you are at loving someone, is how positively you can affect their life, and be happy to do so. Wendy.
I feel like maybe had two firsts, because I feel like the first time I thought I was in love, everything was very, very toxic, and that did take a very big impact on my life. Until the first time I fell in love, like after coming out, that was a much more opening experience, I found, than it was just a release for any of the toxicity I was holding inside and just wanted to find a way to, at a young age, I guess, throw at the world. Um, but the falling in love after accepting myself and coming out had a huge impact on my life. I think it's like the difference between, for anybody who really loves brownies, getting like a really good brownie versus a dried out brownie. Like when you have something, when no, but like when you experience something really great, um, it like you have curiosities you never thought you'd have, or you have you accept parts of yourself you didn't think you'd accept. So yeah, that's the
Brilliant
impact
answer.
they have both had.
Perfect. Mina. When was your first lush brownie? There we are.
I mean, uh, I guess I am blessed to say that I fall in love pretty easily. Um, but I don't know, when I think of my first love, sure, I have loves that I've had, that I'm sure is the what you're looking for, like a romantic sexual love. But the love that I really first felt, that I can really point to and think of as like just fucking beautiful and long lasting as an impact for me is the love that I realized that I held. This sounds so cheesy. For the universe, and like walking, I was privileged to be able to be in nature a lot as a kid, and specifically alone in nature a lot. Like I spent all of my summers at my grandparents' house in the woods, just kind of alone, me and my brother, and but you know we were like 4 years apart, so we weren't like best friends. So I would literally most of my summers walking in my grandparents' backyard, which I, you know, again, I'm like privileged to say was a big 100 acre forest. And I felt so in love with the world when I was able to like really lose myself in those woods. And I've been able to go back there every year since. It's the only place I've ever called home, like, you know, solidly my entire life. And that is the biggest love for me. And it's the impact that it's had, you know, seeing how things change with the seasons and over the years and recognizing my place in the world. That means so much more to me than fucking any human that I've ever been with. So that is what I measure any human love against, which is probably unfair. But it's also like if you can't make me feel, or I don't want to observe you in as much wonder and joy as I do looking at a fucking mushroom or a salamander or something scurrying through the woods, then you're not on my level and I don't bullshit. So yeah, the woods.
Boom. There we are. Nature lovers, rejoice you are being represented on the show tonight. So that is definitely there. I mean, I think all of us, well, hopefully all of us had felt love from our parents, and that was a thing. So, you know, love is there. It's very powerful to use the words "I love you" to someone, and it was very difficult for me to be able to say that to anyone. Um,
Me too.
I do now
Yeah.
because I've learned, and I I think it's fighting male toxicity. Is just the fact that we have to bottle everything down, and I went through a
Hmm.
big process to get through all of that, and that was necessary. And that first, you know, love relationship was painful because it pushed me through that, and that was something that I needed to have happen. We ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Next question is: My Nona always taught us cooking for someone is a true symbol of your love for them. Does ordering in diminish that love since you didn't make the food? Mina, you are in the hot seat. Should we say anything?
um no, I mean ordering in is great if that's what you do, if that's what you can do. That's great. Especially, I don't know, I guess it comes back to like love language and knowing maybe somebody's love language is cooking and someone else's, or like they're both acts of service. So, you know, whatever. I'll say, as somebody who does cook for people a lot, and I can be a little bit judgy about other people's food when they cook for me, it is really nice when someone just orders and like knows exactly what I like. Uh, so, no, it doesn't diminish the food, whether you cook it or not.
Uh, as a big man, I have to say I appreciate food, but even if it's bad, I think I might appreciate somebody taking the effort. I appreciate the effort that was taken in preparing it yourself, though I can understand the convenience of ordering in and paying attention to what I like and making sure that we get the perfect food. But yeah, it's maybe it's just I doubt it's just me. Nothing is ever just anyone. No one is singular in their desires on one subject. So it is. I would say I don't think ordering in diminishes that love. That's the question. Does ordering in diminish that love since you didn't make the food? But I think there's an effort uh, there's an effort in making the food compared to just purchasing it and ordering, calling Uber. Wendy.
Um, if I'm going to be objective about the question, I'm going to say that no, it doesn't diminish the love that was put into it. You're still working just as hard to spend the money to get those things. And that's really kind of you to spend your money on your partner, on somebody you care about to do that. Although I can also, on the other hand, as somebody who does love to cook, it does really show me a lot of dedication and interest, and lots of love when somebody takes the time to cook something for me, especially where I'm the person who's primarily cooking for myself all the time. So I don't think that ordering takeout diminishes the love that's put into that action. But I do think that if it's done all the time, it might not be the equivalent of the love and effort somebody puts into literally creating something from nothing for you to turn back into nothing into your body again. But I just have a lot of respect for food. So
Definitely, definitely good answers from both of you on that one. So I guess it just shows that we are all different, and it's okay to be different. All right. We're ready for the next question. We probably should get some more questions in, but next question we got coming up is why are people afraid to poop on a date? I know people willing to risk fecal impaction than to stink up someone's bathroom. Everybody poops. Yes, even women. Sorry for the shitty question. Oh, I'd apologize more for the pun. Uh, Wendy.
oh, I'm first, of course. I actually have lived with somebody for over a year, and I would go use the bathroom at Tim Hortons instead of in our apartment. You can take that in. You can take that in. Anxiety is real. Anxiety is real. I know, like, we forget about it as adults, but like, kids experience high anxiety about going to the bathroom. Think about it. That definitely some people, it follows them into adulthood. Example A, I would be the person experiencing impaction. And I don't know, it's not a rational fear, but I won't be able to go in there anyway, knowing that I have this stress of you knowing I'm in there. So I don't know. I can't explain it. I just think the best thing we can do is make people comfortable. And I know everybody poops, but some people are sneaky, and damn it, they're lucky.
Mina. Mina, are you ready to answer? Oh, does she not see us or hear us? Oh, she does look like she is frozen at this point.
Oh, I think. Am
Yeah,
I?
it's your turn to
I heard my
it's your turn
name,
to answer.
but my screen is frozen.
All right.
Am I back?
So you are back.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Wait. Mina is working out that issue. I just want to. We've got some new people who are tuning in. We're answering your questions about love, sex, and relationships. This is the Love Doctor live stream. My guests today are Mina Minou and, of course, Wendy Bonbons. And we have some people watching. If you want to ask questions, you can drop them into the chat, or you can drop them into the chat, or you can add them. There we are. That's where we were.
Sorry,
You're back.
I'm back. I'm on
Yeah.
my desktop, which is plugged into the wall for the internet, but for some reason it still craps out. I apologize. I do want to answer the poop question, though. Did you move past it?
We did not. I haven't even answered it yet. I was just welcoming the new people watching and explaining what the show is, so you can answer the question about. And for
All right.
people who missed the question, why are people afraid to poop on a date? I know people willing to risk fecal impaction than to stink up someone's bathroom. Everybody poops. Yes, even women. Sorry for the shitty question. I'm wearing sunglasses, so you can't see me roll my eyes when I read that.
I love puns. Okay, so my answer is that, well, first of all, people do have a lot of shame around toilet issues, whatever. Which I think is when you said, like, yeah, can relate to, or I think maybe, I don't, one of you said it, goes back to childhood and blah, blah, blah. And that's very real, and it affects you, and it stays with you, and yeah. And I just wanted to say, like, I have not, thankfully, risked impaction as a result, but definitely it takes me like a few months before I'm dating somebody, before I'm ready. And I do like hardcore take Pepto and like anti-gas pills before a date, just in case, because I'm so paranoid. But something that really something that, for anybody listening who has this problem, is okay, so my partner is very much the opposite. He's like, I mean, he talks about poop way too much, which is actually kind of therapeutic because it has desensitized me to it. Like every time he goes to the bathroom, he's like, I'm gonna go poop, and I'm like, I hate you so much. But now I like it helps because yeah, everybody poops, and I blame childhood issues. Once I had a UTI when I was like 11 because I was so ashamed to talk about something that was wrong with the lower part of my body, and that shit is real. And just be patient and normalize the fact that you're gonna poop, and eventually your partner will get so annoyed by you saying that they will no longer care.
Brilliant, brilliant. We also got a cat on screen, so we have just won the internet. What's the kitty's name?
This is Kimchi. He's the love of my life. Yeah.
There we go. Kimchi, the love of Mina Minou's life. All right. I think there's a barrier to cross, a level of intimacy to cross, when you are actually comfortable enough to let someone know that you do this, because there's been a lot of shame associated with defecation. And I mean, even in our language, oh, something is shitty, right? It's bad. And I've had difficulty doing this, but I've also worked on the road. I've toured. I spent 2 months on the road, and trust me, I did have to shit in other places. So that is something that you sort of get forced to go over and get past. It's okay to be a little bit afraid, but realize when somebody does love you, they love all of you, and they recognize the fact that you poop. So that's something to be aware of. Do we have any final thoughts on that question? No. No. All right. I at this point, I just want to sort of do the first little reminder that where is it? This is the link tree right there. If you want to donate to the show, I'll run it along the bottom so we can keep the Slido big. If you want to donate to the show, anything that comes in the next 24 hours is split between all three of these fantastic performers. So donate to the show. The first link on that link tree, so it's Linktree, so linktr.ee/Paul Ash. That's my manager. First thing is there, it says buy me a drink. If you click on that, you can do a PayPal transfer to the show, and that goes towards paying these beautiful artists who are part of the show, as well as buying prizes that we're going to be giving away once we reach 100. So make sure that you've also subscribed to the show. And we have a question that has come in non-anonymously, so let's bring it up. Do you feel you are completely open-minded about love, sex, and relationships, or do you harbor some limits and prejudices when it comes to choosing a partner? All right, I'm in the hot seat. Okay. Yes. Wendy? No, I should probably give more of an answer than that.
Yes, please. I wasn't ready.
I'm fairly open-minded, but I don't know what you mean by prejudice. I mean, I do have preferences about the type of people that I date. I mean, looking at my dating history, it's not that I have a type per se, but generally the people are intelligent. They are fantastic. They are sex positive. I think those are kindness. That's also a very sexy trait. So these are the things that I prefer, and whether or not you want to call that a prejudice, I don't know. I've dated many different body types. I've dated many different ethnicities, religions. Uh, it wasn't, and the thing is, the religion and the ethnicity and the body type wasn't what I focused on. I focused on the person, and it was the person who hit that right spot with me. And I think that's the important thing. Wendy.
All right. Yes.
All right, Minou. Sorry, no, go ahead, Wendy.
No, I do. I know I harbor a lot of prejudices, and I know I have a lot of personal things I'm working through, not only to be the best version of myself, but to be the best version of myself when I'm interacting with other people. And I think that plays a lot into every aspect of my life, from my day-to-day interactions at work to my more intimate interactions in bed. And I think that the constant growth is not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think that anybody has 100% no experiences or prejudices that will stop them from choosing a partner. But I think it's a matter of knowing, being aware of what's in your mind and just growing from it. So even though I have them, hopefully one day I will be able to work on them to the point where it doesn't impede me interacting with people.
A nice, honest answer there as well. Vulnerable.
Thanks.
Mina.
I definitely do, and I got them from being really open. Like, full disclosure, I was super slutty, ages like 14 to 24. I was very much like, let's just see what happens. I'm interested in humans. I want to know what makes them anything. And I'm really grateful for that time in my life. I don't regret anything, even though I did have a couple of truly horrific experiences, as pretty much 1 in 4 women do, or whatever. But I still wouldn't change the times when I was super open and just wanted to fucking try anything that somebody offered. But it's because of that I now have limits and boundaries and yeah, some prejudices. For example, I do not date jazz musicians. I'm pretty prejudiced against them. For my own reasons. Yeah, I don't think it makes you a bad person. There's a poem by Kai Chen Tom who is called Boundaries, and essentially it's about how boundaries, which is how I'm defining my limits at this point, are what allows you to truly love and truly feel confident in loving, because you know your limits and you know what does it for you and what doesn't, and you honor and respect that in yourself and for your partner, and then through that you can really have a good time. And I think it's good to have limits sometimes, and I say this as a proudly reformed mega slut.
There is one thing that does bother me that is in popular culture, and it doesn't get called out, I think, enough, is when somebody says, "Oh, I'm a butt person," or "I'm a legs person," or "I'm a pecs or breast person." All right, you're not dating a piece of meat. All right, it's the person that should matter, and whether or not they play jazz.
Sorry.
No, it's understood, and it sounded like a hard learned lesson.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready for the next question. Three times. Three times. They got two strikes first. You know, you were still willing to try. All right. Uh, the next question we have here is sexy shower or bubble bath big enough for two? Mina, you are in the hot seat.
Okay, I love it all. But I will say, once I had this partner in undergrad where we took a bath together, but we didn't. It wasn't a bubble. It was like these sexy pearls. It was like taking a fucking bath in some boba bubble tea type stuff. I don't really remember what it was, but it was great. It was phenomenal. It was so silky smooth. That said, though, I am a thick bitch, and so bathtubs, you know, for two people, it's not always comfortable anymore, and that's fine. Hot tub, sure. I guess shower mostly, just because, yeah, I got a lot going on. Tubs are, especially in fucking Montreal, like, have you seen our bathrooms? They're just like horrific. So I guess I'll go with shower, unless I have a really, really big bathtub and those fucking, I think they're called like like love balls or something stupid.
All right, I'll have to do some research.
Yeah, it was great.
Boom. All right. Yes, that's my answer. Wendy. Oh no, wait. I can't do that again. There is. I believe in a good bubble bath as foreplay, and it does specify having a bubble bath big enough for two. So, the larger baths that you'd see in some hotel rooms, etc., like hot tubs too, as well. Sex and water can be dangerous. So I do want to state that. Showers, well, I'm a thick B as well. I'm just gonna state I don't like the B word though, but it's a there's a problem with the shower is usually the angle. All right, like if the water's coming down, like somebody's getting the water blocked, they might be getting a little bit cold, or people like water of different temperatures, and somebody might find it scalding while the other one thinks it's perfect. All these things. There's also I find there's more of a drowning risk with a shower. Just because of how I trap my face some of the time, just like getting in there, and normally I'd be able to breathe through my nose, but if the water's coming down, it covers sort of the nose as well, because I got the high cheekbones that sort of hold everything up, and that just it causes its own difficulties in that place. So I don't want to drown, so showers I'm not that much of a fan of. If you get the multi-directional showers, again, both are great for foreplay, but sex, no. And sex underwater, I just want to specify that my thing is with thrusting, the penis can push water in, and it can go past the cervix, which can be very uncomfortable for the vagina having partner in the play. Wendy.
So the original question was the bathtubs or shower for foreplay, right?
Sexy shower or bubble bath big enough for two. They didn't specify for sex. They just said sexy.
Okay. I'd have to go with the bubble bath. I find like a shower, I just feel like I've just conditioned myself to jump in the shower, get out. I don't really relax in the shower. But in a bubble bath, you can kind of like stay in there until the water gets cold. You have a little bit more time. You're not as in a rush. And I don't know about you, but it's not something I do like a whole lot. So it would be a little bit more special to me, a little bit more heightened sensory, because I'm not in the bathtub often. I'm not in that situation often, and it would be special.
Boom. That is a good answer. And again, I think we consider both to be sort of sexy in a certain point, but bathtub seems to be the clear winner here. Yeah. All right. Bathtub is the clear winner. By the way, If anyone's going down onto their knees or maybe being bent over the bathtub from outside, I do recommend rolling up a towel to do the knees, because as you age, be kind to your knees. Just be kind to your knees, because you'll miss them when they're gone. Just stating that. I am sort of quoting Baz Luhrmann's version of to the class of 19, was it 97? I can't remember. He did a team up with the CNC Music Factory, and he read an article by a Chicago journalist, and I can't remember her name now. But all right, that's all right. That's just, I just gone off on a tangent. I do that at times, and I hope everybody's okay with me going off on that tangent. I don't know if
It's
anyone
all good.
remembers CNC Music Factory, let alone they know who Baz Luhrmann is. But I've just said that. But it's a great sort of like, it's a spoken word piece of set to music, and it's advice to graduates, and it's brilliant. I think it still sort of holds up. And we have our next question. Our next question is actually very direct to only one person, so I will let them answer it. But the question is, Wendy, who did that amazing painting
Uh,
behind you?
Kate Skates did it. You can find her on Instagram. Me.
Kate Skates. What is Kate Skates?
Kate Skates.
Is that how it's said on Instagram? Just
Yeah.
all right,
Kateskates.
all right. And
Thank you for noticing.
they are also an amazing photographer. So please check
Mhm.
out their Instagram at Kate Skates on Instagram. And from all reports, they are a fantastic person. And if they are keeping a friend of mine happy, then I am very happy with them. So
Thank you.
that's what's important for me. All right, and that means we have to go back to other questions. Uh, okay. We got an answer, because we didn't come up with an answer. We didn't come up with a satisfactory answer for the best fictional couple. Somebody has written in to admonish us, and I think they might be right. The best fictional
Oh,
couple is Gomez and Morticia Adams. Healthy and active sex life after so many years together. Wonderful in their eyes. Children who are strong and independent. Multi-generational family living together. Strong family ties. I rest my case. Uh,
Ooh, yes.
yeah, that it's really hard to beat the healthiness of the Adams family uh, as a as a direct one. How do you all vote on that? Do you agree that we dropped the ball by not mentioning Morticia and Gomez?
Yeah, I agree.
All
totally.
right. For the viewer who wrote that anonymously, thank you. Always say hi in chat too. If you are watching, say hi in chat. Let us know that you're there. If you have any questions about love, sex, and relationships, you can either drop them there or drop them into the Slido. As you see, it's go to slido.com. The event code is TLD210. You don't need to capitalize the TLD, it just makes it sort of clearer to read. And yeah, there it is. The next question is, my sister is big into astrology, but whenever she is a bee to anyone who blames it on Mercury retrograde, is that a real thing, or is she just making it up so she can be an asshole? There it is, Wendy.
Mercury retrograde, very much so, is a real thing, but I think it's just something to be more something to be mindful about when things aren't aligning within your own planets and within your own astrology readings. Like, I'm not somebody who is extremely knowledgeable enough to give you the names of everything, but I am knowledgeable enough that I follow my own astrology. And when things are in retrograde, things are a little bit more chaotic in my life. But the whole point of reading your charts and getting to know your sign is so you can kind of learn how to work with yourself better. So maybe if you notice that they're using it as, I don't know if you were looking for advice, but it is a real thing. Maybe if you're noticing they're using it a lot, ask them specific questions. Maybe they'll be like inspired to go look into it a little bit more. Instead of directing that frustration outwards to other people, direct it as to learning more about themselves. But yeah, it's a real thing. Astrology is real. I'm a Virgo. I know.
All right, Mina. I don't know if you were laughing at her qualifications. Just
I was laughing. Yeah. Yeah, similar. I'm pretty much on the same page as Wendy, though. Like, astrology is something just like any other self descriptive tool that should be used for introspection and reflection and not weaponized. I think that's a problem, especially, I'm going to say, in the queer community. Astrology is used as a fucking weapon, which is total bullshit that you should call out. Although be warned that the people who weaponize astrology are like, I don't want to say they're kind of culty. Like they really think that they really believe in what they believe in, and just be mindful of the fact that it is for many people a part of their faith, and people can be really really defensive of their faith, but absolutely 100% call out the bullshit, because Mercury retrograde, maybe you can say like, oh, I got a flat tire and my computer won't work, or I'm having internet issues. It's a retrograde, but it is not an excuse for somebody to be rude to somebody else. It's just not. So call it out. Stop weaponizing of astrology, please, dear God. Yeah, that's my answer.
boom. Good answer. I do want to do a quote from Arthur C. Clarke first. Arthur C. Clarke, the writer of 2001, he had said, "I don't believe in astrology. I'm a Sagittarius, and we're skeptical." So, I think anytime in your life you have a choice. You have a choice to be an asshole or not be an asshole, and you make that choice. Whether you use astrology as a tool to determine whether or not you should, that is up to you. But to use it as an excuse for being an asshole, it's very assholish.
Mhm.
And you have to be Libra. No, not Libra. I don't know. I don't know him well enough to make that generalization.
Call it Libra.
Libra. Libra is what I said.
Sorry.
All right, who's the biggest asshole in the astrology? Let somebody, either
Scorpio.
one of you two, let me know, or
Scorpio.
I thought it was Scorpio. The Scorpios are just like
passionate.
ruthless. They're ruthless. I feel like an asshole would be like, and I say this with a lot of Leo. I'm obviously very into astrology because I can just go on about it. But I'm gonna say like Leos, which yeah, I have a lot in my chart, are usually the biggest assholes because we're really showy and we care about ourselves a little too much.
All right, I don't see it in you. I don't see it in you, but I know some other Leos that maybe. But I know one Leo who definitely isn't an asshole. So that's
Yeah. Well, no. Well, okay. Also, it's how is over their ages. You know what I mean? Like a young Leo versus an old Leo is going to be like very different.
Understood. I do have one story to relate. Early on in my performance career, I used to do radio, and why I was doing radio, it was community radio.
That's failing me again.
Oh, we can hear you still. Why I was doing radio was community radio, and then there became a person who was doing the show before me, who was what's the word for it? They were. They did a Wiccan radio show. I got to meet one of the people, and then they used to hang out with me during my show, and then even after they moved their time slot, they still would come in and visit me during my show, and it was fantastic. We were flirty, we got along, and I asked them out, and they asked me for my star chart, and I said, well, I don't know my star chart, and they got my place and time of birth and the hour of birth, like everything, the date, time. And then I never heard from them again. That was the end. And we now have double Mina on this. So there we are.
I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know how to fix that either. That was the thing that happened. And to clarify, I will say I'm a Gemini, and I am of two minds on everything.
Yeah.
So. There we go. Let's move on to the next question. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Okay. Good. I thought I might have been alone on the stream for a second.
No, no.
Please, if you have any, if you want to say hi, just say hi in the chat. It's perfectly fine. If you want to ask a question, you put a question in the chat, or you can go to that little Slido. You see this Slido here? It's in the bottom left corner, just above my head. Slido.com TLD 210 or 210, because it's season 2, episode 10 of the Love Doctor live stream. There you can ask questions anonymously, and we will answer them. Do you kiss your partner with morning breath or sneak into the bathroom to brush your teeth first? And I'm in the hot seat. Yes. No, wait. I've used that 3 times now. All right. Sometimes I do. I will go in to brush my teeth, but other times I go, well, if they got morning breath and I've got morning breath, I'm not of a mind. Like, I don't mind if somebody kisses me with morning breath. Right? So that's okay for me. But I know it bothers some people, so I usually will try to freshen up as soon as I can. Wendy. Oh, Kaya Coco has dropped in saying, hi, beautiful people. Sorry I'm late. Welcome to the show.
Hello. I do neither because I don't like kissing. I avoid it at all costs. I don't have a concern for it because it's not on my mind at all as part of the foreplay or part of anything.
Boom. Hammer tossed.
I do not run to the bathroom to brush my teeth. I am not a morning person. Usually, I don't know. I do love morning sex. I don't get to have it as much as I would like to have it. Even if I'm having it, though, I don't go off to brush my teeth. Usually, morning sex I find is best when you're still half asleep, and like you can't be half asleep. The second I get out of bed to brush my teeth, I'm awake. So you gotta, you know what I mean? Plus, usually I like to have coffee before I brush my teeth so that I don't mix those two flavors. So, yeah. No, you get my morning breath.
Boom. Understood. We've got, oh my God, I feel you on the hating kissing. That is...
Thank God. Can I screenshot? Can you put that back?
Putting that back. See, like what I said, no matter how extreme your view, there's always going to be somebody else that will agree with you.
I love being on this show.
All right, you got your screenshot?
I did. I've never met somebody who agrees with me. Yeah.
I'm a fan of kissing, so that is a thing for me. And Mina, I'm right up there with you when it comes to morning sex. Morning sex is amazing. We're getting a black heart. Thank you on that as well. Okay, we'll talk about it after, Wendy. That's been said. It has been said at this point. Yeah, morning sex I think is underappreciated. Just something comfortable about waking up without an alarm, and and just having the time to cuddle and more. All right. There is. Oh, we got some more questions have come in on the anonymous. So let's bring up the next question. The next question we have: is there a song that reminds you of your significant other? Is there a song that reminds you of your significant other? Mina.
Yes. I guess, like, currently, I would say, I think that, it's embarrassing, but it's Pony by Genuine. And not because of any other reason except that we both unironically love it. And so one time we were in the middle of a really big fight, and it came on randomly on my Spotify. And we just both started laughing, and it was really nice. It definitely saved that fight. But I will say, since I was a teenager, I dated a lot of musicians.
But no more jazz.
no more jazz. But I dated a lot of other musicians in general too. I was like, whatever. It's if you play it, whatever. Anyway, and after enough of those relationships where we really bonded over music a lot, somewhere in my 20s, I was like, fuck this. I can't keep attaching people to music because I might break up with those people and I can't listen to that music anymore and it makes me sad. So I don't share, that's not part of my love language anymore. For romantic partners, friends, absolutely. Lovers, no. I want my music more than I want you. But, yeah. Pony. Anyway.
Genuine.
That's my
We
answer.
feel your pain. There is. All right. I think I sort of gravitated to the thing about not spoiling music for myself, but I had to learn a hard lesson. And I moved a great distance, and I wasn't able to bring my record collection. I had put it in storage, and I loved music greatly. And after years of living away and my records being in storage for a long time, I met someone. When I met someone, this person, I had this song going through my head over and over again, and I didn't know what that song was, and it just was going through my head all the time when I was with that person. And then when I discovered, and it's also sort of an embarrassing thing, the song was "Sunshine" by Nazareth, so a Scottish band, and that's the thing. It was Nazareth's song "Sunshine," which is a beautiful love song. It really is. It's a slow ballad by the same guy who does "Love Hurts," which you all probably know. And I found that out because I messaged my sister, who's also a big into music, and I messaged her saying, "What song has these lyrics?" And this is early on in the web, so she was able to find a website that would be able to tell her what song it was from the snippet of lyrics that I could remember, and she was the one that told me. I had not heard the song for possibly 8 years, and yet it came up, and it wasn't even like a big song I listened to. It came up at that point. But I learned, because that relationship didn't last, not to associate a single person with a song. And I know that I used to have a makeout playlist that I'd burnt on CD just for those sexy times. But yes, that's something that has happened. All right, Wendy.
What song reminds me of my
Is there a
most
song that
recent
reminds you of your significant other?
my most recent significant other? I think "Dead Girl in the Pool" by Girl in Red. I don't know if you've heard that
I don't
song.
know what song.
Oh, it's I think it's just a song of confusion and finding your way, and that is very much so what my most recent relationship has been for me.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me happy to hear. It does.
Thank you.
All right, we have a non-anonymous question. Another one has come in. Constantine has been rocking it by giving us questions publicly. Constantine asks, would you like to have children someday? Is that an important issue as time goes by? And Wendy, you are in the hot seat.
I love the idea of helping children, but I am already somebody who volunteers a lot, and I feel I am getting a lot of fulfillment from that. For me, as a queer person, it's a little bit of a longer journey for me to go down the road of considering children, um, and finding somebody who also wants that. But where I am in my life right now, I think that I am going to be very much so fulfilled by the volunteer work I get to do with children, and still being able to bring them home at the end of the day to someone who can also take care of them. Because I'm very much so learning on my own journey, and that's okay for me.
Mina.
Yes, I would like kids. I don't want to have kids at all, but my ideal situation would be to. I've always wanted to foster like older youth and teenagers, open to adopting as well. But yeah, I'm a youth worker, and so I have been for like 9, 10 years now, and I love doing it. And I'm definitely currently like not interested in having that responsibility, but I can see myself. I'm 29. I can see myself in my 40s or 50s, when I feel more hopefully financially stable and secure. Um, Fostering hopefully a lot of kids. I had a lot of friends that were in the system when I was younger, uh, and was just always inspired by their families to be part of that movement. So yes, I do want kids. I fucking love kids. I don't want them now. I don't want them for at least another 15 years. But hopefully one day I will have the blessing of raising some. I don't want to have them now. That's very clear for me. Nothing comes out. No.
Understood. Understood. I don't want anything to pop out of me either. As an older person here, I get asked if I have kids. I don't. I have an adult who is a fantastic human being. But once they have their own mortgage, I figure they're no longer a kid. Uh, I, I wish I could have been more present in her life. I did what I could. I would love. I'm old, so I don't know if it would be feasible. Like if I had a child within the next year, by the time they graduate high school, I'd be 70. 70? I'd be close to 70. That's a long time. You know that's an old dad at that point. So I'm not sure. I think I would like to believe that I could foster like good life lessons on a youth. Like Mina, I did a lot of volunteering with youths. No, we're gonna go with the entire my cousin Vinny and call them youths. Back in no one laughed at that. All right, good. We when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I did a lot of work with youth, a lot of volunteer work, and it was important to me to do that. And I think it's important that we do pass on good values to the children, and those good values of being accepting, of being open, of being kind. Mina is popping out. She will probably be back very shortly. We have another question that has come in on chat as well. And that chat is question: how do you get over a somewhat narcissistic ex? I feel like I'm over them, but not over the way they treated me, if that makes sense. So the question is, how do you get over a somewhat narcissistic ex? I feel I'm over them, but not over the way they treated me, if that makes sense. Uh, I'm in the hot seat, so I'm going to answer first. I'm not sure exactly how you feel about how they treated you. If you're over them and you're done and you want them cut out of your life, then do your best to do everything to have them not remind you of them. Right? If there was things that they did that sort of they put their imprint on, right? Try not to think of them when you are involved in those kind of situations. If you feel that somebody was damaging to you because they sucked so much out of you, then you need to cut them off and not be present with them in any manner that you feel is unhealthy. Get away and be with healthier people, and you will learn that the memories of them will fade. Wendy.
Well, since we're on a whole theme, the most recent new moon that happened in February, The new moon in Aquarius. It's supposed to be a time to very much so be aware of new paths that are coming your way, and to be aware of changes, not just within the seasons, but within yourself. And it's supposed to bring light to a new journey that people can go on, as far as I've understood. So maybe it is the perfect time to follow the love doctor's advice and really not expose yourself to negative energy that you don't want to carry with you throughout the day. Again, it is contagious, so why not be around it?
Boom. Great answer. And Mina has just showed back up. Mina, just so you see the question, how do you get over a somewhat narcissistic ex? I feel like I'm over them, but not over the way that they treated me, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. First, sorry about my stupid fucking internet, but I'm going to talk really fast because I really like this question. And I think that what you need to do is, what helped me personally was making a list of affirmations and being really disciplined in repeating those affirmations to myself, like honestly, whenever, like I try to do it every day, but then also specifically whenever I felt myself getting insecure, just making a list, um, figuring out different rituals around self-love and care and respect for myself, and like what I deserve and how I deserve to be treated, and being really critical about um, what is like a projected expectation versus a realistic expectation, because I definitely think it's easy to not feel secure in people's behavior after you deal with a narcissist, because you're like, well, this person's charming and I like that, and whatever, it can be really confusing. So just going into a deep dive of constructive criticism with yourself around what your romantic expectations are and what you deserve, and then creating a list of affirmations around that and having it at the ready whenever you feel self-doubt, is really important. And then also having a check-in buddy, for like what is like a green flag versus a red flag in a relationship, because not all conflict or whatever is bad, and it's hard to measure those things when you're leaving an abusive relationship and trying to develop a healthy one. So yeah.
That was a fantastic answer.
Yeah, I took notes.
Wendy, did you answer that question yet?
I did answer that question,
right,
but
good.
You know what? I am so pleased with Mina's answer.
Mina has definitely answered that question so well. All right, we have a few questions left. We are getting short on time, so let's bring up these questions. We have all right. We have more questions than I thought. But hey, love doctor, there's a crazy squirrel girl near my place, and she seems really nice. She's always feeding them and chatting them up. Sometimes she feeds the pigeons too. I want to talk to her, but how do I do it without being creepy? Mina, you're in the hot seat. Do you know how to answer that question?
Go feed those fucking squirrels with her. Like, just definitely just be like, hey, feed some pigeons, just join in. Just do it. It'll be cute. It's not creepy.
Not creepy at all. I think Mina handled it well. Like, don't get overly close too soon. Treat it like you're feeding the squirrels yourself. Like, you can have the conversation, keep a distance, be non-threatening, and use that as a way to get a little bit closer to your squirrel girl.
So cute.
I love it. Yeah, I like the idea of going and feeding the squirrels too. Definitely, allow space. Places people go by themselves often, they go for a reason. I know when I'm by myself, I don't like anyone to come up in my space. So take it easy, see how it goes. A nice little hello, friendly. But if things get weird, leave.
Boom. Yeah. There it is too. It could be that they're tossing their meds that they should be taking to the squirrels. So you want to verify that as well, because if you've
Happy
never seen,
squirrels.
like, a squirrel on Ativan might cut you. Just to
Oh,
say, you, I
squirrels
don't
are
know where they
jacked.
get the little tiny switchblades, but
Yeah.
all right. Kaya is saying thank you. I'm in a happy relationship now, but I don't want the past one to ruin this one. There we go. That
Manifest it.
Super
that
real,
is
dude.
it. And we have everyone is talking astrology, but we're focusing on Western astrology. The Eastern ones are a lot more fun. Tigers and oxen and roosters. Oh my! Uh, what's your take, Wendy?
I think I'm gonna go down a fantastic Google hole after this show to look all of that up. I think, for some reason, Sunday nights are the nights that I choose to stay up and like do whatever on the internet. So that's my rabbit hole tonight. Thank you for telling me they're much more interesting. And
I am
next time I'm back, I will talk about them.
I am so glad you are sharing your Sunday night with us, Mina.
I agree. I'm the year of the monkey, which I do find fits me better, just as a creative person, as a maker, as somebody who talks like this. I like it. So yeah, and whatever. We live in the West, and so obviously we often have a Western perspective on things, or it's forced on us, and blah blah blah. Fuck, colonialism. And yeah, let's talk about other types of um, star signs. But yeah, you're the monkey.
Ah,
Well, all right.
yeah.
I don't know how I became a performer because I'm a Gemini born in the year of the cock. So just here I am, just a multi-personality disorder chicken. Uh, that's Kaya saying happy a year of the tiger to everybody.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, they're all fun. You know what? If we treated all astrology as fun and not as in the law we must follow, I think they're all fun. Just like, religions are a great idea until you get humans involved, right?
Yeah.
These are things that make people happy. I think Wendy might be freezing up now. Oh no, she's still there. All right, she just
No, I'm a
didn't
wood
move.
dog.
Oh,
You're a wood
a
dog.
wood
I'm
dog?
a wood
Oh,
dog.
I don't know what my thing is about for the because it's also the element, right? Because you have the
Oh,
animal and
oh.
you have the element as well.
Yes,
So
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I'm
yes.
not sure what
I'm,
my element is.
I'm a water
yeah.
monkey.
You're a water monkey and a wood dog, and I am a rooster.
So
Sorry, I don't. So
cool.
probably I just get a lot of fun of saying cock.
Yeah,
All right,
that's fair.
that's fair. Yeah. Now we've got all right. Let's see. There we are. Just kind of lining this up. We have our next set of questions. We're trying to get them all in before we run out of time. Can a female have an orgasm and not realize it? I'm in the hot seat. Uh, I do not know. I mean, imagine there could be cases where that happens, but most of the times I think they do experience it. Wendy.
Um, I think you can cream one up without realizing it. I think there's different types of orgasms.
Fair
Um,
enough.
I feel like I don't know enough about the terminology to educate other people on that. But you know what? We can all go down a Google hole tonight together on different things. So you can ask Google, and I definitely promise you that there's going to be something there to educate you, hopefully on the right path.
Yes, if you ask Google, there's a chance you might get the wrong answer. Mina.
Yeah, fair.
Mina, your answer to that question? Or Can Mina not hear us at this point in time? All right, maybe, I don't know, maybe she's busy having an orgasm, and not knowing what. Uh,
Oh,
hello, Mina, can you hear us? Oh, all right,
Oh
she just popped
no.
out. I would love to hear Mina's answer on that one.
I would too. Because I feel like I don't have enough of the expertise in the terminology to at all help. But there's different types of orgasms. I know that much. I've experienced that much in my life.
Yeah, you know what, I don't want to be too graphic, but there is a taste change.
That's fair.
There is a taste change, so I can taste it. And all right, Mina, your chance to answer that question about can a female have an orgasm and not realize it. Is that the exact wording of the question? Yes, that's the exact wording of the
orgasm.
question.
I agree with Wendy. There are different types of orgasms. I can't tell if I'm frozen. Ugh, I hate my internet.
Okay, we can still hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. We're still hearing you.
Frozen.
We're hearing you. Here.
Okay, what's happening?
There we are. You're in the big window. We can see and hear you.
You can't. Okay, I'm getting a thumbs up, but I don't know if it's for me. I'm gonna assume, and I'm gonna
It's for
say
you.
that
Yeah.
I don't
Yes.
think.
Oh.
Oh no! All right, all right. Somebody who's using her internet is also downloading the Library of Congress, is my guess. That
Same.
that may be the situation. So they'll be logging in again. I'm positive that they will log in again. Should we move on to the next question, then come back to for her answer on that one?
We have to come back for her answer.
All right, all right. She is back. She is back.
Am I? What's real? I don't know.
Oh no, no! Don't pout! Don't pout! Give us your answer before it gets taken away again.
Don't go away.
You see me? Am I a real person on the internet?
Yes.
Oh.
We're handling the existential questions at this point.
Okay.
But being
Am
on the
I
internet
still
isn't
here?
what makes you a real person.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Do you need the question again? Can you hear us?
You guys are doing great. I'm sorry that my internet is malfunctioning. If you can hear me talk, then I will say that I think people know when they have an orgasm, but I also know that people who maybe haven't identified that an orgasm is an orgasm will not know that it's an orgasm. But once you know it's an orgasm, you're always gonna know it's an orgasm.
And well, what a mic drop moment at that point. What a mic drop moment at that point. I was like, once you know it's an orgasm, you'll realize it's an orgasm. All right, Wendy is off getting their charger. Mina will be back, and we have the next question. The next question in here is, how long do you need to be a couple before you go to couples therapy? How long do you need to be a couple before you go to couples therapy? I'm being thrown under the bus as the first person here. If you are in a couple and you both realize that you need to do work and it's hard to do on your own, that's when you can go for couples therapy. I'm not sure if Mina can hear us right now, but your answer was
Yes.
perfect, Mina.
Okay, thank God.
All right. The question that we have here is, how long do you need to be a couple before you can go to couples therapy? As long as you're committed to each other, as long as you want to work on bettering the relationship, that's as long as you need to go to couples therapy. Wendy.
Yeah, I agree. You know what? As soon as something comes up that you want to work past, that you feel you don't have the tools in your skill set to work past, seek some therapy. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, a big sit down session, but there are, lots, especially now with people not being able to get in to see a therapist physically, due to COVID and everything. There's a lot of different apps and stuff you can use that have a lot of the same things that you'd experience, in a therapist's office. Not exactly the same, but it can be a foot in the right direction, and it can be something to take on that might be a little less scary, either mentally, emotionally, financially. So just a lot of things to think about.
Good answer. And Mina, do you need the question repeated?
No, I heard it. Um, I, I, I mean, whatever. As long as both people or all the people involved are enthusiastic about going through that, then that's fine. But I will say, like, talk therapy is very Western. It does not work for everybody. Not all therapists work for all people, and that can be an issue in couples, counseling and counseling in general. So there are a lot of things to, like, a lot of nuances that go with therapy in general, individual or couples, that I think, well, I guess I'm going to say, especially in couple situations, need to be in consideration. Um, just because, yeah, therapy is rough, and needs to be the right connection, or else it's not going to be effective. And then also, talk therapy is not the only kind of therapy, um, and that's something to also, like, make sure that you're exploring, somatic types of therapy and other options, and not just, I don't know. I think therapy also sometimes, like, can be, like, I'm gonna say weaponized sometimes. It'll be like, oh, you need therapy. And it's like, well, do I need therapy? Do we need therapy? Or do we need secure housing and financial stability? Like, what is going on that's causing our problems? Is it something we can just talk about? Do we need to spend more time together? Do we need to do an activity together? Do we need to, like, make a puzzle? Or, you know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of options around couples, like, the talk therapy session, that are important and need to be explored if that's what, if you're, like, trying to solve a problem. Don't just narrow in on one solution, because therapy really isn't for everybody. Talk therapy especially really isn't for
Boom. I am a proponent of therapy. Talk therapy might not be for everybody, but it is an option. And if you discover it's not for you, then you can opt out. Like, what makes a relationship work is doing the work. And sometimes you need that guiding. Some people need the guiding structure of talk therapy to kind of help move that forward, because they don't. Their communication skills may not be as developed as they themselves are. So it gives a structured point for people to communicate with each other in non-hurtful terms, to express how they were feeling in certain situations. Does that? Yes, I'm not dismissing what Mina said, but I just wanted to kind of add that in there as well. Uh, if you, yeah, you'll do what you need to do if you're going to make a relationship work. All right, we ready for the last question? I think it's the last question. Yes, this is the last question. Are we ready?
Yes.
Here it's sign. Yes. All right. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody who's helped sending in questions. I want to thank the person who does a lot of the behind the scenes stuff here, who wants to remain anonymous, but they help out a lot, making sure that we get all the questions in on time. And I want to thank the two lovely performers here as well. As they pop away, I'm going to just put up their banners so we know who they are. Just Ghost Magic on Instagram. That's Mina Minou. She has a much better connection to her Instagram than she does to this program. And at cosmic.bonbons on Instagram as well for Wendy Bonbons. And I do want to point out that Ghost underscore Magic, it's Ghost underscore Magic on Instagram, is it is Mina Minou's Instagram. If you search by Mina Minou on Instagram, it'll come to the Ghost Magic as well, with a very scary profile picture, but it's there. So we want to mention again about donating to the show. So the big one is there, but our final question is: Dear Love Doctor, as the patron saint of the faintly tainted, what do you think everyone should know about Valentine's Day fast approaching? Don't feel the pressure. Right? If you love your person, treat them with respect always. If you want to use a corporate created holiday, to make it special, then do so. But you know what? You can make Tuesday special too. Do that. It doesn't necessarily have to be February 14th. Now, Valentine got in trouble because he was a Catholic priest in the Holy Roman Empire, and he, how can I say this? There was a thing where people, the Roman military was worried that people were developing too much attachments to their wives and families, so they forbid marriages. And Valentine would break that law to marry people, and for that he got his head cut off. And the first Valentine was supposedly written to his jailer's daughter the day he was executed, just thanking her for being a good person to him and kind to him, and he signed it, Your Valentine. So that's the story of, he later became Saint Valentine, somebody who believed in love and connection more so than laws. Wendy.
What's something I think people should be mindful of with Valentine's Day fast approaching?
Yes.
Believe survivors. As sexy as consent is, everybody is coming into this world each day with different lived experiences, and sometimes can be more trigger than others. So act with kindness and just be aware a lot of people are fighting internal battles.
Boom. Mina. What do you think everyone should know with Valentine fast approaching, Mina? Mina should be live. So, all right, we can hear Mina's room, but we don't hear Mina because I don't think she's speaking at this time. We're all right. They have popped off. That was our last question. I do want to thank everyone. I do. You know what? Here's something I want to point out. Saint Valentine broke the law. I'm going to even us all up here. Mina, are you ready to answer that question?
Yeah.
All right. We'll let you answer that question.
Okay, I just want you to know that you should give yourself an orgasm and buy yourself flowers and make yourself something nice to eat. I think that's really important. Just start your morning by coming and giving yourself that orgasm. And then the rest of your day doesn't matter. Those are my Mina Minou words of wisdom.
Boom. Love yourself on Valentine's Day. Be your own Valentine.
Yeah.
Start the day by coming and do it yourself. Yes.
Well said. Well said. I want to point out about what kind of a rebel Valentine was. Because when they outlawed marriage, he still did it. And I would like to think that in a world where we live in, uh, where gay people are forbidden marriage rights in so many countries, that he would be there marrying them, like, you know, doing the underground, giving them the wedding that they want and deserve. People who want to make that commitment deserve to be able to make that commitment. And anytime it's held back, it's a pain on everyone who wants to know and share love. So that is episode 10 of season 2 of the Love Doctor live stream. My fantastic guests one more time is Ghost Magic, Ghost underscore Magic on Instagram, Mina Minou, and we also have Wendy Bonbons, aka at cosmic.bonbons on Instagram. My manager's link tree, where you can also go in to donate, and that goes towards all the performers you're seeing here tonight, is a link tree, or linktr.ee/Paul Ash. And he has a plethora of shows that he does. He just kind of does all the back work for me on this. So thank you very much for tuning in. Remember to subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 100 viewers, which gives us a big bonus in being able to have a proper channel name and be more easily found on YouTube. And so also share us. Give a thumbs up. Thumbs up mean a lot to a small little channel like this. And share us with your friends. Get your friends to subscribe. And we'll have more people here watching next time. And I love you all. Thank you. Good night.
Yay!
And thank you all the people who work behind the scenes. You know, I